Welcome back to Wilson's Wild Ride, where we do all things RV and travel. If that's something that you're really interested in, please subscribe and hit that notification so you never miss a beat. Up next, we're going to tell you all about our 1 year
memberships.
Yeah. We're about to come a whole year in this travel trailer. Up next.
Size of our tires. All right, now that we've gone over.
This place is great. We've been in the trailer on the road for a year. It's been a whole year. I can't believe it's been a year.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yeah.
So we've got a few memberships that we would like to go over with you guys today. And where do you want to start?
Well, we have three.
Oh, that's
three
right.
memberships that we really like, that we're going to keep. Actually, I think that's the only memberships we really had. But it is. So let's start. We're going to start with Good Sam.
Okay, let's go with Good Sam
card. Because this one is super inexpensive.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2,100 parks that accept Good Sam.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. But Good Sam isn't, the park discount isn't the reason why we liked it. At all. In fact, we didn't hardly use that part of it.
Right. Very few did we use the Good Sam in an actual RV park. We always used it at Flying J and Pilot travel stations, saving on fuel.
Yep. Gas discounts.
They have Arby's and stuff in there, and man, we've gotten free combos, and Cinnabon got free center of the roll.
You get discounts at Gander's Outdoors. You get discounts at Camping World. You get discounts at Flying J. You get discounts at all these places for having this card. It's kind of like the AARP card where you just for RV people, because you just get all these random discounts.
Yeah.
So that's why we're keeping it, and it doesn't even cost that much. I think it's for 1 year. I think I wrote that down. It's 1 year is $29, and if you do 2 years, it's $50. So definitely keep your Good Sams. You new people out there that are just starting out on this road trip.
Yeah.
The Good Sam card is a good one to have.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one.
I mean, it's a no-brainer because it's $29. If you really don't like it,
you haven't lost much.
Yeah, you haven't lost much. So. But remember, and you'll have to, and I'll put a link up. But remember that you can use the Good Sam card for gas, and that's going to be really important this summer.
Yeah, because it's like, I think you save like 5 cents a gallon, and believe it or not, that really adds up.
It really added up for us last year. It really did. We would hunt down Flying J's and Pilots so that we could use it.
Yep.
The next one, let me see. The next one we're doing is Harvest Host. We don't have a card for that because you can just print that out, or you can just use it for, you just tell them your number. So you don't really need a card for that. But Harvest Host is something that people really struggle to whether they should get or not.
I know. I see it a lot. People posting on Facebook saying, well, I want to see where we can stay before I spend the money. I get that. But if you go on their website, you can look at their locations. And
this year they've added, I went on the website, and this year they have added a ton of new attractions.
Really?
Yeah. It's not just wineries.
Oh, no.
Not at all. I mean, we used it. We loved it. You pay $67 for the year, and you get to go to these places, and you stay for free. Now, it's just a 24-hour stay, but it's 24 hours that you didn't have to pay for. So it pays for itself on the first trip.
Speaking of first trip, so our first one was Shumway Farms. I learned something there.
I love Shumway Farms.
I had a pair of white Nike Air tennis shoes, and I went outside. It was a little dirty out there, so, so I didn't want to I took my shoes off at the front door, and I forgot them out there. Well, the farm dogs found them. And they were gone. And the next morning I asked the farmer if he saw them, and he was like, yeah, they're in the barn. I'll bring them to you. And he went and he got them, and they were filthy.
The dogs had drug them through the mud.
Which that was my fault.
Don't leave your shoes out. But Shumway Farms was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was fun.
That's
It was a good one.
Afton, Wyoming.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely great. If you're ever out that way, you have to go. Anyway, so you just go wherever you're going at these Harvest Hosts, just make sure that you buy stuff. Like we bought yogurt and lamb chops.
Oh, the lamb chops were, I mean, they just, you didn't even need a knife.
And ice cream. They had ice cream there, and the guy was so nice. Yep. And it's a legit farm. We went to Shumway Farm. That was our first one?
That was our first one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think for the $67 a year, it's great. And now they have more wineries, and they even have some in Canada, and they have some on each coast. They're spread out, and you just stay for the night. You stay for the night, and it's free. They don't, charge you or anything. The only thing is that you're boondocking. You're not going to get any hookups. So that becomes, is the weather going to be nice? Are you going to need your, air conditioning and that kind of thing? So we picked very cool areas because we were there. We were doing this through the summer. So we picked very cool areas to go to. So it worked out for us. I highly recommend going to the Harvest Host and on the website, finding out all the places you can go and going ahead and joining, because it's well worth it.
What was your favorite one?
The Chicagoland.
Mine too.
Yeah.
That place was crazy.
Yeah, I like
if you
Chicagoland.
ever are around Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, you have to check out Chicagoland skydiving.
Yeah.
That place was crazy.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't jump out of no airplanes, but we watched a lot of people that did.
Yes.
And
they had the most amazing food of the entire trip.
Oh, yeah.
Of the entire trip. It was so good.
Because they had like a bar and grill, and they had a nice outdoor area with seating and stuff where you could sit out there and have drinks. You just sit out there watching
people jump out of planes.
Watch planes take off and land, people jumping out. It was nuts. It was awesome.
Yeah, and the food was really good. So that one was good. Chicago. It's just, there's so many. There's an alpaca farm.
Oh man.
There's that I've been dying to go to.
There's like NASCAR museums, distilleries, all kinds of. It's just. It's hard to decide.
Here's the most controversial one for us, and probably the most questions we get, but it really was the most used one.
Yeah, we
use this one a lot. There's just so many caveats with it, though. For one thing, you pay $79 for it for 2 years, or $44 a year. Now, Passport America gives you the 50% discount on your camping. But.
So you have to. There's different ones that will. Different times of the year, they may not be honoring the Passport America. So
or
you have
different
to call,
times of the week.
That too. And some of them don't do it on the weekend. Some only will do it. Some of them will only let you use 1 day. Some are 2 days. Or
you can't have a weekend.
Right.
Yeah. So, or this is something that you're going to save money. You're going to save money going to these places.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying all of them are bad, because they're not, but there are a lot out there that are really not very nice at all. And if I had to do it over again, I think I would contact Passport America quicker. Right. Because we went to one that was completely unsafe. The hookup was, it had exposed wires. It was in somebody's front yard.
Yeah, you had to use channel locks to open up the water.
Yeah, that was in Texas too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was really bad. Yeah. I did contact Passport America about them. So you have to be really careful. You have to do your due diligence with them. Look them up. And my rule of thumb is if it doesn't have a website, I'm not going there.
Right.
So you end up with these, you're in somebody's yard, you're in somebody's, one time we were in somebody's junkyard.
Oh,
That was hideous. I believe that was in Idaho.
Yeah,
so we've left that one. We left that one. I was scared.
Yeah, we ended
in
up
that
leaving
one.
there, going to a KOA. That's how, I mean.
Yeah. So Passport America, even though people really, really have questions about it and they're like, is it worth it? Is it not? I mean, $44, folks. $44. That's all you're spending.
Right.
And it's like using a Groupon.
Right.
Passport America is more like the Groupon because it is their marketing.
Yeah, it's like
some of it's all
too.
their marketing.
Right.
That's all they do. One of them that we went to in South Dakota it wasn't terrible, but the sites were
cramped.
really, really cramped,
Yes.
and it was really crowded, and they put us in a terrible spot. And I talked to the owner, and she said, well, they were the last ones in that whole area to even use Passport America anymore.
Right.
So that's the kind of greetings you might get once in a while.
Our neighbor's slide out was almost touching this one.
It was touching
it was, and just sometimes of the way just they talk to you.
Right.
Oh, you're with Passport America. Okay. So normally whenever I make a reservation, that's the last thing I tell them, because they're like, okay, well, do you have any discounts, any kind of memberships? Oh yeah, I'm Passport America. Now I've already pretty much got my site. All that's out of the way. And
they can't go back
on
it.
And by then it's too late for them to say anything.
Yeah, they're not giving you the good sites. So, but I mean, if you're on full time, get the Passport America. If you're traveling across the country full time, get the Passport America. Especially this year, because from what we've understood, it's hard to get into RV parks right now.
Yes, it is.
It was hard for us to get in this one, and we're going to be here for a little bit.
Yep.
So make sure that you call ahead. You start making your reservations now, so you can use this during the week, because there's not going to be very many RV parks that will take this on the weekends throughout the summer.
Right. Yeah. Summertime's tough.
So that's where you use your Good Sam discount, or you go to your Harvest Host and you do some boondocking for your weekend. And again,
if you're up in the high country, because down south
it's gonna be too hot unless you have a generator. But even at Harvest Host, that you're not supposed to use a generator.
Right.
And the Harvest Host also, you need to make sure that you are calling ahead of time. You can't just show up for that either. You need to make sure that you call ahead and make your reservation.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Well, thanks for watching. We are so happy that we are still on the road, still doing this, and we are so excited about the summer. I'm excited. Can't wait to get back on the road.
I know.
And this year we are planning to go to Alaska. Hoping.
That's right. Hope as long as the Canadian borders open up. Depends with the COVID thing.
Yeah.
But if not, maybe we'll go to Maine.
Yeah. Otherwise we'll go to Maine. Thanks for watching, guys. And we hope you enjoy the ride.